Have you ever noticed a faint ringing sound that no one else seems to hear? A soft hum in the silence, a vibration that seems to come from somewhere beyond this world? If you have, then what you are experiencing is not random. It's not a coincidence, not a medical condition, and definitely not your imagination. According to Dolores Cannon, this is the unmistakable sign that you've already begun to awaken. And once that process begins, there's no turning back. Before we go any deeper, pause for a moment. Take a slow, deliberate breath in. Close your eyes and ask yourself quietly, do I feel different? Not better or worse, just different. Do I sense that something in me has shifted? That I no longer belong entirely to the same world I once knew? If that question resonates deep in your soul, it's because a part of you already knows the truth. You've stepped beyond the veil, and your soul is beginning to remember who you are. Dolores Cannon devoted more than 45 years of her life to uncovering what she called the greatest forgotten secret of humanity. She wasn't born into this path. She lived an ordinary life, a Navy wife in the 1950s, a mother of 4, a woman whose days were filled with the rhythms of family and duty. Nothing in her early years pointed to the extraordinary journey ahead of her. But destiny, as she would later explain, has a way of revealing itself when the soul is ready. For her, that moment came one quiet evening in 1968, when she was asked to assist a doctor in a simple hypnosis session. What began as an ordinary experiment in regression therapy became the moment that changed everything. As Dolores guided the woman into a deep trance, something happened that no textbook could explain. The voice that spoke wasn't the same. The words carried knowledge that went beyond this life. The woman began describing other existences, lives in different times, different bodies, different realities. She spoke of experiences that transcended human understanding, offering details that no ordinary imagination could produce. It was as though a portal had opened, and through it flowed memories and wisdom from beyond the limits of earthly consciousness. In that moment, Dolores glimpsed a truth that would consume the rest of her life: that human consciousness is far greater, far older, and far more infinite than we've ever been told. From that day forward, her curiosity became a calling. Over the next 4.5 decades, she conducted thousands upon thousands of hypnosis sessions with people from every walk of life. She developed her own method, quantum healing hypnosis technique, or QHHT, a system that allowed people to access what she called the subconscious, not the limited human mind, but the higher aspect of the self that knows everything. Through this technique, Dolores gathered fragments of a puzzle so vast it could only be described as cosmic. Across thousands of sessions, a pattern began to emerge. People from all over the world, who had never met, began describing the same things, the same visions, the same memories, the same universal truths. Through them, Dolores discovered something revolutionary. Earth itself is not just a planet. It's a school, a place of transformation, of evolution, of awakening. And right now, that school is graduating to a higher level of existence. Dolores called this event the shift, the transition from the old Earth to the new Earth. It is not a myth or a metaphor, she said, but a genuine shift in frequency, in consciousness, in the very fabric of reality. And the ones hearing the call, the ones feeling the inner turbulence of change, are the volunteers, souls who agreed to come to this planet at this exact time to help anchor the light during the transition. If you're reading this, if something deep inside you feels like it's awakening, you're not here by accident. You are one of them. According to Dolores's vast body of research, there are 3 distinct waves of souls who volunteered to incarnate on Earth during this time of transformation. The first wave arrived in the 1940s and 1950s. They were the pioneers, sensitive, empathic souls who felt out of place in a world driven by war, greed, and control. Many struggled deeply, feeling lost, misunderstood, and isolated. Their mission was the most difficult: to anchor the first seeds of higher consciousness on a planet still steeped in darkness. The second wave began arriving in the 1960s and 70s. These souls came with slightly lighter energy, less burdened by karmic density. Many became healers, teachers, artists, and seekers of truth. Their purpose was to amplify the frequency of light already planted by the first wave, to awaken humanity through creativity, compassion, and wisdom. The third wave, Dolores revealed, is here now. The children and young adults of the modern era, born with their gifts already active. They are intuitive by nature, wise beyond their years, and carry an inner knowing that defies logic. They are the ones who remember without effort because they never fully forgot. If you're drawn to this message, if your heart beats a little faster as you read, there's a reason. You are one of those souls. You volunteered for this. You came here not to survive this transition, but to guide it. Every strange feeling, every synchronicity, every sense of being different was never a mistake. It was your soul whispering, "Wake up. It's time." Dolores often spoke about the signs of awakening, the unmistakable indicators that your frequency is rising and your consciousness expanding. The first and most profound, she said, is the hearing of the frequency. This sound, the ringing, the high-pitched tone that appears without warning, is the sound of your energy field attuning to higher dimensions. Medical science might label it tinnitus, but Dolores's work revealed a deeper truth. The sound is your soul synchronizing with the vibration of the new earth. The higher your frequency becomes, the more you perceive what others cannot. When you hear it, you are not malfunctioning, you are remembering, you are receiving, you are aligning. The second sign is your perception of time. Have you noticed how fast the days seem to move now? How years pass in what feels like months? Dolores explained that as the frequency of the planet rises, linear time begins to dissolve. The higher dimensions you are shifting into do not experience time the way the physical world does. As your consciousness expands, you begin to live partially outside of linear time. That's why moments blur, memories feel non-linear, and reality sometimes bends in subtle ways. You are no longer anchored entirely to the old dimension. You have one foot in the physical and one in the quantum. The third sign is your growing disinterest in the illusions of the old world. The things that once fascinated you, gossip, fame, material gain, comparison, suddenly feel hollow. You find yourself craving silence over noise, nature over distraction, authenticity over performance. This, Dolores said, is one of the clearest indications that your soul is remembering what truly matters. The ego's games lose their grip and you begin to see through the veil of illusion that most still mistake for reality. The fourth sign, she noted, is the feeling of deep isolation. Even surrounded by others, you might feel profoundly alone, as if no one truly sees you. This loneliness is not a punishment. It is evidence that your vibration has moved beyond the collective unconscious. You are broadcasting on a new frequency, and while it may seem like few can hear you, you are far from alone. Across the planet, millions of souls are tuning into the same station, awakening in silence, each thinking they are alone, when in truth, they are part of one vast, luminous network of light. Then come the synchronicities, repeating numbers, perfect coincidences, dreams that feel more real than waking life. These are not random. They are the universe speaking in code, confirming your alignment. Every 1111, every feather, every message that seems too timely to be coincidence. They are signposts guiding you through your awakening. Dolores used to say, "There are no accidents." Every single event is orchestrated by your higher self to remind you of your true path. Another powerful sign is your sudden attraction to ancient knowledge. You find yourself drawn to Egypt, Atlantis, Lemuria, sacred geometry, or metaphysical teachings. These fascinations are not new interests. They are memories surfacing. Dolores found that many awakened souls had lived through those ancient civilizations. The wisdom you are now rediscovering is not being learned. It's being remembered. It is the same wisdom that was once encoded into the pyramids, the temples, and the forgotten lands of light. And then comes the questioning. Everything you once accepted without thought begins to crumble. You no longer believe the surface stories. You sense the distortions in media, the gaps in science, the limitations in traditional religion, you start seeking truth, not from others, but from within yourself. This, Dolores said, is the true sign of sovereignty. When the external world no longer dictates your perception, you have reclaimed your power. You have remembered that truth is not something to be found. It is something to be felt. All of these signs lead to one realization, that your awakening was not an accident. You came here for this moment. According to the countless sessions Dolores conducted, each awakened soul carries a sacred mission, not to change others, but to hold the frequency of love and light during Earth's transformation. You are not here to save the world. You are here to become the new world. Every act of kindness, every moment of peace, every choice of love over fear radiates through the collective field, altering the vibration of the entire planet. Dolores often reminded her students, "You are the frequency. The power is not something external. It's the energy you emit simply by being who you truly are. Your existence itself shifts the consciousness of those around you. You don't have to be famous or influential. You don't have to speak loudly or prove your spirituality. Your light does the work for you. You are the lighthouse in the storm, and your steady glow helps others find their way home." This is why hearing the frequency is such a profound sign, because it means your light is already strong enough to pierce through dimensions. It's the signal that your higher self is online, transmitting downloads, recalibrating your DNA, and preparing you for the final phase of this awakening. And here's the truth that Dolores revealed again and again. Once you awaken, you cannot go back. You cannot unsee, unhear, or unknow the truth. You can try to fit into the old world, but it will feel foreign. You can try to care about the same things, but they will feel meaningless. Because once your consciousness expands, contraction becomes impossible. The old world becomes too small for the vastness you've become. So if you've been feeling strange lately, disoriented, detached, caught between two realities, you are exactly where you're meant to be. The discomfort is not a sign of failure. It's the growing pain of evolution. Your soul is stretching into its true size. This is only the beginning. The frequency you hear, the call that hums beneath the noise of the world, is the sound of the new earth. It's the sound of awakening. And if you can hear it, it's because you've already crossed the threshold. The truth Dolores Cannon uncovered through decades of hypnosis sessions is more extraordinary than any science fiction story. Yet it is happening right now, in real time, on the planet beneath your feet. The Earth itself, she revealed, is ascending. Its vibration is increasing, its energetic frequency expanding beyond the limits of the dense third dimension. What you are experiencing, the confusion, the chaos, the rapid changes, are the tremors of that transformation. The old systems built on fear, control, and separation are dissolving, while a new reality rooted in love, unity, and higher consciousness is emerging. This is the great shift of the ages, and you, the awakened one, are not merely witnessing it. You are participating in it. Dolores called this process the separation of worlds. She explained that humanity is splitting into two distinct realities, existing simultaneously on the same physical planet, but resonating at entirely different frequencies. The first Earth, the old Earth, remains bound by the dense vibrations of fear, anger, conflict, and limitation. Those who choose to remain in that frequency will continue to experience chaos, division, and suffering because that is the vibration they align with. The second Earth, the new Earth, is already forming, a parallel frequency of love, harmony, and abundance. It is not a place you travel to by spaceship. It is a dimension you tune into through the vibration of your heart. Every time you choose peace over conflict, compassion over judgment, love over fear, you move closer to the new Earth. Many of Dolores's clients described visions of this new Earth while in deep trance. They spoke of skies that shimmered with light that felt alive, of communication that happened through pure thought, of communities built on unity and co-creation, where no one suffered and no one felt alone. They saw humanity living in harmony with nature, energy flowing freely, and knowledge of the universe returning to all. These weren't fantasies or wishful dreams. They were glimpses of a reality already taking shape in higher dimensions, one that you are slowly, deliberately merging with. What's happening now is not destruction, it is transmutation. The old systems must crumble because their frequency cannot survive in the new vibration. This is why the world feels so unstable right now, why everything seems to be falling apart. It's not punishment, it's purification. The shadows of humanity are surfacing because they cannot be carried into the higher realms. Dolores said this many times, "You cannot take your baggage to the new earth. You must let go of everything that no longer serves your light." And that is exactly what this period of awakening is demanding from you. Release, surrender, trust. For many awakened souls, this stage feels like being stretched between two realities, one foot in the old, one in the new. You may feel disoriented, tired, even frustrated at times, as if you're watching the world split into chaos while your heart longs for peace. But this sensation is your confirmation that you are bridging dimensions. You are part of the transition team anchoring the light between the worlds. Every time you center yourself in love when everything around you is unraveling, you stabilize the frequency of the new earth. You are a conduit, a living transmitter of higher energy. Dolores explained that frequency is the language of the universe. Everything, every thought, every emotion, every word, emits a vibration, and like frequencies attract. When you think in fear, you magnetize fear. When you radiate love, you magnetize love. The new earth is not accessed through effort or struggle, but through alignment. It responds to what you are, not what you do. The question is no longer, what can I do to awaken? The true question is, what am I resonating with right now? The beautiful truth is that you are already awakening, because you wouldn't even be reading these words if your frequency weren't rising. Your awareness is proof. Dolores said awakening begins with a whisper, a subtle restlessness, a feeling that there must be more to life than what we've been told. That whisper becomes a call, then a pull, then a remembering. You begin to see through illusions. You begin to trust your intuition. And suddenly, you realize the veil was never there to begin with. You were never asleep. You were simply dreaming within the dream. And then comes the moment of realization that changes everything. There is no turning back. Once your consciousness expands, it cannot shrink again. Once you have seen the truth, you cannot unsee it. You can pretend for a while, play the role you used to play, go through the motions of the old life, but deep down, you'll know it's not real anymore. It will feel like trying to breathe underwater. The old world will feel smaller, denser, almost suffocating. That's because your frequency has outgrown it. Dolores compared it to the transformation of a butterfly. Once the wings have formed, you cannot crawl back into the cocoon. The awakening process is irreversible because evolution does not move backward. You are becoming more conscious, not less. This is the sacred discomfort many awakened souls are feeling now, the sense of existing between worlds. You are witnessing the old earth crumble, while simultaneously feeling the new earth being born within you. It can be disorienting, yes, but it is also the greatest privilege of your soul's journey. You volunteered for this. Long before you were born, your soul agreed to incarnate during this exact era to help bridge the frequencies, to help humanity remember its divinity. Dolores found this same message repeated in thousands of regressions. You came to anchor the light. You didn't come to preach or to prove or to persuade. You came to be. So what does it mean to anchor the light? It means to live from your higher self in every moment you can. It means to hold peace even when the world trembles. It means to radiate love even when others cannot see it. Dolores explained that just by existing in your awakened frequency, you are already influencing the collective consciousness of the entire planet. Every act of forgiveness sends ripples of transformation through the field. Every choice to be kind instead of cruel, calm instead of reactive, conscious instead of asleep. It all changes the grid of human reality. The more of us who do this, the faster the new earth stabilizes. Dolores also taught that there are practices, sacred, simple rituals that help maintain your alignment during this transformation. The first is connection. Every morning before the world pulls you into noise and distraction, take a few moments to connect to your higher self. Place your hand on your heart and breathe deeply. Feel your heartbeat as the rhythm of the universe. Say silently or aloud, "I am one with my higher self. I am light. I am love. I remember who I am." These are not empty affirmations. They are codes, frequencies that recalibrate your energy field to source. The second practice is guidance. Throughout your day, whenever confusion or doubt arises, ask your higher self, "What would you have me know right now?" The answer may not come as words. It might come as a feeling, a coincidence, or a sudden knowing. Trust that you will always receive exactly what you need in the perfect timing. The third practice is non-judgment. When you see others still asleep, still caught in fear, remember that they are on their own sacred journey. Their awakening will come when their soul is ready. Your role is not to force them awake. It is to stay awake yourself. The fourth practice is authenticity. Speak your truth with kindness and clarity, even when it shakes the comfort of others. Dolores warned that hiding your light only dims the frequency of the planet. You are not here to blend in. You are here to illuminate. Your vibration is medicine for those ready to receive it. And finally, the fifth practice is trust. Trust the process, even when it feels chaotic. Trust that everything unfolding now, both in your life and in the world, is perfectly orchestrated by divine intelligence. Trust that your soul knows what it's doing, even when your human mind does not. Dolores often said that the awakening itself is the purpose. It's not something you have to reach, it's something you allow. The more you release resistance, the more the light expands through you. Every challenge you face is a doorway into greater remembrance. Every loss, every disappointment, every ending is your soul guiding you closer to your true vibration. Nothing is wasted. Everything is sacred. As you awaken, you begin to realize something breathtaking. You are not a human being trying to become spiritual. You are a spiritual being temporarily having a human experience. You were never disconnected from Source. You only imagined that you were. The frequency you hear, that high-pitched hum in the stillness, is the song of remembrance. It is the sound of your DNA realigning with light. You are not becoming something new. You are remembering something ancient. You are returning home. If this truth stirs something within you, it's because your soul recognizes it. The resonance you feel right now is your confirmation. You've already awakened. You've already crossed the threshold. The ringing, the synchronicities, the questions, the longing, these are not symptoms of confusion. They are proof of remembrance. And once remembrance begins, there is no going back. The new earth isn't coming. It's here. You are standing in the threshold of two realities. And with every breath, every choice, every thought of love, you are helping to birth it into being. This is your mission, not to wait for the shift, but to be the shift. As the old world continues to crumble, a quiet power begins to rise from within you. It's not loud or dramatic. It doesn't shout or demand attention. It's steady, grounded, infinite, the quiet knowing of your soul remembering itself. Dolores Cannon often said that this stage of awakening is the most sacred of all, because it's when the spiritual merges with the physical, when heaven meets earth within you. The awakening stops being a concept and becomes a lived reality. You begin to embody what you've always known deep down, that you are not separate from the universe, but the universe experiencing itself through you. At first, this realization can feel overwhelming. You might look around and see a world still filled with chaos, conflict, and fear. You might wonder how such beauty and such darkness can exist side by side. But this is the paradox of awakening: to hold the light while witnessing the shadow, to see beyond appearances while still walking among them. Dolores explained that this is why so many awakened souls feel tired, heavy, or even homesick during this transition. You are carrying a vibration that the old world cannot yet sustain, and sometimes it feels like too much. But she reminded us again and again, you were designed for this. Your light is stronger than you think. Your heart is more powerful than any shadow you will ever face. When Dolores asked the higher selves of her clients why these souls had volunteered to come to Earth at this time, the answer was always the same: to help anchor the frequency of love during the shift. These souls didn't come to escape the darkness. They came to illuminate it. They came to show others that love is not fragile. Love is the strongest force in existence, and every time you choose to return to love, you are fulfilling your mission in ways your human mind cannot fully comprehend. This is what Dolores meant when she said, "You are not here to change anyone. You are here to remember who you are." The act of remembrance itself is what changes the world. The moment you stop trying to fix everything and start embodying peace, you become the frequency that shifts the collective. The awakening is not about escaping the human experience. It's about bringing divinity into it. It's about walking through the fire and realizing that you are the flame. As your awareness deepens, you start to notice subtle miracles everywhere. You wake up with gratitude for no reason. You sense the intelligence behind every gust of wind, every flicker of sunlight, every breath that fills your lungs. You begin to see how every experience, even the painful ones, was designed to bring you closer to your truth. You start to forgive more easily, not because others always deserve it, but because you finally understand that forgiveness is freedom. You release old wounds not through effort, but through understanding. You no longer chase happiness. You become it. This is integration. The moment when the spiritual no longer feels separate from your daily life, because you realize it never was. Dolores often said that Earth is one of the most challenging schools in the universe. It teaches through contrast, through polarity, through extremes, but it also offers the fastest path to evolution, because in this dense reality, love becomes visible through its opposites. You came here not to avoid pain, but to transform it into wisdom, not to run from fear, but to turn it into light. Every obstacle you face is an initiation, a test not from the universe, but from your own higher self, asking, can you remember who you are even now? And when you answer yes, when you stay centered in love in the middle of the storm, you graduate to the next level of consciousness. There is a profound moment in every awakening when you realize that nothing needs to be fixed, because nothing was ever broken. Dolores' deepest teaching was that awakening is not about becoming more. It's about realizing that you were already whole. Every lifetime, every struggle, every heartbreak was simply your soul exploring different expressions of itself. The pain was never punishment. It was experience. And now you've reached the point in your evolution where you no longer need suffering to awaken. You can awaken through joy, through creation, through love. That is what the new Earth represents. The end of karmic cycles and the beginning of conscious creation. As more and more souls awaken, the collective vibration rises exponentially. This is why the world feels so chaotic, because the light is intensifying, revealing everything that was hidden. Old systems built on lies can no longer survive in this light. You are witnessing the great unveiling, the moment humanity begins to see clearly again. Dolores used to say, "The old world will seem to go mad before it dissolves, but do not fear it. You are watching illusion collapse. When everything you thought was solid begins to crumble, remember that what is real can never be destroyed. Love remains, light remains, truth remains." At the heart of this awakening lies a simple truth. You are source energy in human form. The divine is not somewhere above the clouds. It's not separate from you. It's the spark within your cells, the intelligence in your heartbeat, the consciousness behind your thoughts. When you remember this, truly remember it, the illusion of separation dissolves. You begin to see yourself in everyone and everything. The trees become your teachers. The stars become your ancestors. The earth becomes your mirror. This is the true meaning of unity consciousness. To experience yourself as both the drop and the ocean at once. Dolores knew that many would struggle with this realization. The human mind resists infinity because it cannot comprehend it. But your soul doesn't need to comprehend it. It is infinity. You are not becoming divine. You are rediscovering that you always were. When you live from that truth, fear loses its hold. You no longer worry about outcomes or timelines, because you understand that everything unfolds perfectly. You stop seeking purpose outside yourself because you realize that your very existence is the purpose. You stop fearing death because you finally understand that consciousness never dies. It only transforms. This is the ultimate liberation, to remember that you are eternal. And once you know that, you begin to live differently. You love more freely. You forgive more quickly. You stop wasting energy trying to control what was never yours to control. You live from your heart, because that is the only compass that never lies. And you begin to see that the new earth is not some distant paradise waiting in the future. It is the world being born through your choices right now. Dolores left us with one final message, one that she repeated countless times before she passed in 2014. We are living in the most important time in the history of the universe. This is why you are here. Those words were not meant to inspire fear, but awe. She wanted you to understand the magnitude of your role in this cosmic unfolding. You are part of something vast, the evolution of consciousness itself. You are the bridge between worlds, the embodiment of the shift. You are the answer to the ancient prophecy that humanity would one day awaken to its true nature. And that day is now. If you felt the ringing, if you felt the isolation, if you felt the surge of love and the pull towards something higher, it's because you've already answered the call. You are part of the first wave of consciousness stepping fully into the new earth frequency. You are here to help others remember by example, not by convincing them, but by being the truth. Every time you speak from your heart, every time you stand in peace, every time you choose love when it's hardest, you activate others. You remind them of who they are. You awaken them through resonance. And when the shift is complete, when humanity fully stabilizes in this new vibration, you will look back and realize that everything, every heartbreak, every fear, every strange sound in the silence was leading you here. It was your soul calling you home. The ringing in your ears was never noise. It was the signal. It was the sound of the new earth whispering your name, saying, "Wake up, remember, you've made it." Now that you know who you are, the question becomes, what will you create? The new earth is not a reward, it's a blank canvas. The energy you hold determines the reality you experience. So dream boldly, love deeply, forgive endlessly, create beauty wherever you go, because that's what you came here to do. You are the architect of light, the living bridge between heaven and earth. And every heartbeat you take anchors that light deeper into this world. So if these words stir something in you, if you feel that deep resonance, that recognition that defies explanation, it's because your soul is saying, "I remember." Say it with me now, silently or aloud. I remember who I am. That declaration is more than words. It's activation. It's the moment your human self and your higher self align completely. It's the moment you stop searching and start being. You have awakened, beloved soul. You have crossed the threshold. The frequency you hear is your confirmation, the sacred song of your ascension. You are not alone. Millions of others are hearing it too, each playing their part in this grand symphony of awakening. Together we are birthing a new world, one heartbeat at a time. So take a deep breath, feel your feet on the earth, feel the pulse of creation moving through you, and know this truth. You have already arrived. You are already home. The light you've been searching for was never out there. It was always within you. Welcome home, awakened soul. Welcome home to the new earth.